Hey guys, sorry for the lateness on a new video. Unfortunately, with real life, I'll be slowing down to at least one video a week. I'll try to do my best to make it 2 videos a week, but obviously real life's got me clamped up at the moment. So this video here is a quick one. Basically, it's about the new upcoming honor talent system for the new expansion Battle for Azeroth for World of Warcraft. There's a lot of changes to it. I'll just be going through the changes, what I think of the changes, and will it suit, WoW PvP, especially since it's in the lower bracket in terms of what you can do in the game. Obviously PvE is what most people play the game for. So yeah, I'll take you through, and hopefully you guys, if you guys disagree or agree, comment down below. Let me know what you guys think. I'm still a bit I'm still on the fence about this changes, so hit me up with the arguments. I'd love to hear them. Also, if you want to see this, it's just on Wowhead. You can easily Google it, but I'll also post a link in the description below for you guys to have a look for yourself. So as you guys know, this is the original talent system in Legion at the moment. First of all, the introduction of the honor talent system, I actually quite liked. I know a lot of people said you're trimming it down, but they're not really trimming it down. They were just separating PvE from PvP. They were giving a good hard line of where it's different. The issue with that, unfortunately, world PvP was severely affected. I mean, it was affected ever since Cataclysm brought out Flying Mance and Azeroth, and world PvP pretty much died that day. But this has affected it even more because of the lack of gear you get for PvP, how stats don't actually work for PvP. You get a stat template in PvP that requires eye level. It had a good effect and a bad effect, really. World PvP was just basically broken. A tank, you can never kill a tank in World PvP, Legion wise. So the upcoming changes, which actually for Battle for Azeroth might be pretty good for World PvP. And will it save PvP in general? Probably not, but it's a good step in the right direction. You can see the old honor talent system was unlocked through prestige levels. Now that made it hard, especially if you're leveling an ult. That means once you get to 110, you have to basically go through 1 to 50 in battlegrounds or rated arenas or whatever you wanted to do to even unlock your class's further potential to do better in BGs and get that extra edge on certain skills, with certain skills and such. Now with the upcoming changes, this is what it's going to look like. Pretty interesting. So basically you have your talent system, and a lot of people are saying this, a lot of other videos and popular YouTube PvPers are saying this. The honor talent PvP talents, as you can see, has just gone down to 4 choices. Now the way it'll work, so basically 4 choices, you get to pick from a pool. So as you can see, a pool of abilities, so it's not restricting you anymore from one tier set to another tier line. And the way you unlock these 4 systems now, 4 slots, is through level. So from level 19, through leveling. From level 19 you get nothing. When you hit level 20 you get 1 slot, PvP talent slot. Level 42, 73, 110, all 4. Now the war mode is basically the new way of activating PvP flag. As you can see here, war mode enables world PvP with the opposing faction, activates PvP talents for PvE. Now it doesn't actually activate you and keep you in the same, instance or world or whatever realm you're in, even if it's a PvE realm. What it actually does, it takes you into a new instance entirely made for PvP. So the stat templates will be PvP. against other players, where if you had war mode off, it'll just be the way it is in Legion, and it's PvE gear determined. Now, is this a good thing for WoW in terms of adding another line separating PvE from PvP? I don't know. To be honest, will it bring back world PvP? I mean, I guess in a way where like-minded PvPers will be in one instance and just killing each other. And then I guess you do have that feel of having world PvP back in that sense. But again, you're cutting the player base away from the rest of the player base. So right now, WoW doesn't have a big PvP scene. The player base for PvP, and this, I'm throwing random figures out there, probably 30% compared to 70% PvE is. So you're basically, and that's just random numbers, don't quote me. So basically what they're doing is these 30% of people will get to play with each other in a PvP instanced world where the gear is more balanced, etc., which is cool. But guess what? Less people to play with, 30% compared to 70% of the rest of the player base. Now, from time to time, those player bases on PvE from that 70% might come in and be like, hey, we'll try some PvP, let's do it. From time to time, and that's great. Hopefully, maybe through that, they love PvP and get back into it more, and especially with Battle for Azeroth and the narrative behind Battle for Azeroth, which is the whole Horde versus Alliance. It fires up some people and, you know, really turn that war mode on and get in there and just world PvP, which will be good if that happens. So yeah, back to the actual honor talent system. Yeah, so basically you have a pool to pick from and 4 slots. So rumors have it that the first slot, so the slot that you unlocked at level 20, will actually be a trinket slot. So I think the same 3 things probably in terms of your pool. So the Gladiator Medallion, Adaptation, or Relentless. It's one of these 3 for the first slot. So that would make sense. Now another thing that I want to bring back on is the lack of abilities. Now, they've pruned WoW quite a bit in terms of the skills that you use. In Mist and Pandaria, they pruned a talent system that you could be. Before Mist and Pandaria, I think Cataclysm, you can have, like, you know, if you're a Pally, you can have a bit of Prot or a bit of Holy, and then the rest on Retribution and such like that. And now they've stricken you to one tree line, and that one tree line pretty much gives you everything you need, etc., etc. Now, Legion for me is the most balanced PvP ever since whenever, actually, since WoW first started, PvP has been quite imbalanced. Legion's probably the most balanced so far. Not perfect, but the most balanced. Unfortunately, it was because of that pruning. That pruning helped balance the system, gave clear lines and clear roles to different players, different classes, and basically says, no, you're this, so you can't be as tanky. You know, if you're DPS, you're DPS. You can't be as tanky as this class with this spec, which is good. I don't know about but the thing is, they pruned the PvP talents. The honor talent system was a good idea. People liked it. It wasn't perfect, but people liked it. But pruning it again down to 4 abilities, man, like 4 slots. Well, basically 3 if the rumors are true, and the first slot is just, you know, trinkets. But I don't know, man. That's another prune. They're really setting the line between PvP and PvE, which I guess in a way helps balances the game. They can focus on 2 different things. Doesn't have to be mixed and melded together, which, let's be honest, would be hard to balance the game when it's mixed with PvP and PvE. The only way I thought what worked really well is just have PvP dedicated gear. Just having that separate gear, PvP, PvE, was really good. Battle Legion did it really well. Just having all this, I don't know. The pruning again, where the player base wanted, okay, the honor talent system worked, work on it better, give us more choices. Instead they went, okay, we'll give you more choices, but only 3 slots essentially to use those lots of other choices. I don't know what I think about it. I mean, I can see it being more balanced they can balance the game more effectively again, but I don't know. I want the game to be balanced, but at the same time, you know, I want choices. So I get it, the less choices, more balance, easier to balance. But yeah, moving on. So the rest is basically here, just telling how to enable world PvP and some dialogues, I guess, and basic descriptions of what you get. So new talent system, level up talent main, etc, etc. You guys can have a look at this at your own time in the description. That will be in the link in the description, my bad. So the prestige system stays. I think they're going to change the reward system in that, I think. Yep, the answer isn't to keep adding dungeons of new tiers, max and cosmetic rewards. Okay, maybe that's it. Yep, they're definitely going to change it up and have a similar kind of repeatable reward similar to Overwatch. There you go. So that's what the prestige system will end up being like. Will there be more updates to honor talents in BFA while it's in alpha? I guess so. I think there will be more updates. Obviously it's not perfected. They changed a couple of stuff for all classes and changed again recently, like the recent Rep Paladin change. So I think they will change how this is all set up. I wouldn't be surprised if they'll still keep the 4 slots though. If anything, they'd probably listen enough to add another slot, maybe 5 all up, but I wouldn't be surprised if they don't. Will there be any other PvP updates in BFA? They're just talking about new battlegrounds, new mechanics for BGs, etc, etc. How will the world PvP work? So yeah, the world PvP, as I said before, you cross over into a new instance. Same world, but it's just, instead for PvE, it's PvP. It's like going to battlegrounds, but you know, the actual world instead for battlegrounds. I think this only really affects PvP servers and PvE servers. Essentially, they're just wiping PvP servers away, essentially, which sucks. But at the same time, yeah, it sucks. You're isolating that player base at 70% PvEers, 30% PvPers. It does suck. I think RP realms will follow the standard RP server rules. So yeah, I don't think they don't get hurt at all. Yeah, so even with it in RP realms, the PvP, if you flag your war mode on, you can still see other players with theirs off. So yeah, so it's only really affecting PvE and PvP realms. Hopefully, I know I rambled a bit there, and I hope you kind of kept up. I've been reading this over and over again and trying to figure out my head around it, and I guess like basically it all came out in that little ramble I had. Tell me what you guys think. I don't know, the pruning is just, they gave us more choices but less slots essentially to use them. We had 6 slots to pick shit from, and they gave us, and basically gave us 4 to pick anything we want from, which is cool, but yeah, 4 less skills again. I don't mind that it's not, the good thing is it's not unlocked to prestige levels or rank levels anymore. It's actually unlocked to just leveling, so if we were level 110 we'd have to work for it anymore, which is good. Your ults are easier to get in and have a game and stuff like that at full potential of the class without being blocked out by certain tier levels because your rank isn't high enough. Oh yeah, PvP system can only be turned on in Stormwind and Orgrimmar, so that's weird. So you can't even be in Dionysus, even though it's not going to be there, and turn it on. So that's another new thing, man. I don't know why it's like that, but who knows how it'll go. Let me know how you guys think, comment below. I'm still on the fence with this, so I really want to know what other people think. I've watched countless other YouTubers who's, you know, basically pretty much said the same thing. So yeah, a lot of people are either against it or on the fence with it. So there's no one really for it. So I would love to hear someone have an argument and comment an argument for these changes, because yeah, I still don't know. Thanks guys, thanks for watching. Once again, I do promise one video a week. Hopefully I'll pick it up more again when real life settles down. Cheers.